So I think we're done with the concerns today, and we have some questions.
Let's take a
So
look.
is everyone ready to get with the questions? We put up a form beforehand, by the way. Where am I getting the questions from? And we had a form where you were dropping your questions. We collected them from that form. We bring them today to our live. And we were saying that we would answer them on our live stream. So that's what we're going to do now. And I have question number one. By the way, you can be leaving your questions in comments again. If we will have time, we will cover them today. If the time will be not enough, unfortunately, this can happen. We will answer them anyway in one or another way. Your questions will not stay without answers. So, question number one, everyone. How should a casino brand rethink its positioning when adding a sportsbook? Should it feel like one product or two distinct experiences? I will start with the marketing point of view here.
Take it away.
In my opinion, there are two different products, but they are not so. They shouldn't be that separated from each other. So, meaning that they should be under the same umbrella of the brand. So we are more. The transition feels more natural. In the end, it's a, as I said earlier, it's a matter of cross sale. So when you make it so distinct from each other, it will look like two different brands even. And acquisition takes even sometimes more time than cross-selling, and it could be a lost opportunity for you, and there could be a and there could be a big loss from the revenue that you can generate. In my opinion, once again, I would also market them very differently. But because Sportsbook, as I said earlier, allows you to be more on the side of everyday people, not searching for you only. You could be on socials, you could be on billboards, you could be on sponsorships, you could be on events. And as long as you are more present on the, let's say, street, you can acquire more people, and having clear distinction between products under the same umbrella of branding will allow you to generate the most revenue that you can.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, for sure, just keep it under one brand, so not have one casino, one brand for sports, one brand casino. But obviously, again, there are two different products, two services. So, like what was just said, you need to have different marketing, different campaigns, these kinds of things for the two products. But once more, as well, you have to have one data layer, because and then obviously from a BI standpoint and analytical standpoint, you need to have all the data in one, and especially to have that link between a player ID to see if that player is playing either both casino or sportsbook.
I have an idea, actually. If you are, more into promoting something first and something like a second layer, you should start two projects. One with casino first approach and one with the sportsbook on the front page. That way you can concentrate on some audience, but they will still have the other offering. And best of both worlds.
And it's also, in my opinion, very strong for acquisition if you're just on casino during, again, these big sporting events like the World Cup, Euros,
Yes.
Olympics, these kinds of events. It's hugely, hugely important for acquisition. So during those big events, if you just have casino, you might have customers going to sites that do have sportsbook. But if you do have sportsbook during those big events, it can be, again, hugely a huge opportunity to get those customers in through those big sporting events, and then again cross them over if needed.
Okay. Question number two. In a market where many operators already offer sports betting, what actually creates a real competitive advantage?
Perfect question. I think technically, let's be honest, and from the product standpoint of view, all the offerings are more or less comparable. But what we at SoftSWISS are trying to do different is personalized approach to players. And I think you, of all people, know it best, our services and our working with players, how it actually encourages boosts in revenue, both for sportsbook and subsequently for casino. So maybe a few words about services that come because it's not only about the product, let's be honest, it's also about this bigger package deal, which makes it stand out.
Yeah, but let's not forget we're not working with the players directly. We're just what we're doing as a team in Sportsbook. We're proposing the best practices
Yeah.
for work with the traffic. Like if you're doing something on your side, we're doing everything possible to provide you with the best products that can help you deal with your traffic. So what do we have? We have retention. And in that retention, we're always helping our operators to make, the juiciest bonuses possible for the big events, for the special geo, for most popular events and some period of time. So we have a lot of things. And I think that what really changes your position on the market is really personal approach and showing your customer that he's valuable to you.
When we look at the products, as Victor already said, more or less all the products are comparable. So we provide more or less the same thing with small tweaks here and there. Obviously, expertise and those small tweaks make the big differences. But what I can say is it's also very important for being more recognizable, being more branded, and being more familiar with the people that would like to play some wagers. That could happen with, as we have already witnessed previously, some endorsements from athletes, some endorsements from some famous people. That could be, I don't know, even some musicians, some entertainers, some influencers. These kind of things always make those brands more valuable and more approachable for the people who are not familiar with it. In the end, there is a reason why millions of dollars are poured into this marketing expense. Not only affiliation, not only retention, not only ad placements, but in general, in case people approach the sportsbook owners approach these marketing efforts holistically, and on top of that, build a community around their product where people can engage with each other, where people can really feel like they belong to a group of people who share the like-minded entertainment culture. They will be spending more time in your product, and they will be more engaged with your product in the long run. So that could end up in increased LTV, lower acquisition costs, and even higher margins in the long run.
What I would like to add is the service is also very important, and I would actually place that in a higher order rather than bonuses and number of events and stuff like that. It's very important to have stability during peak times for sportsbook. It's very important to have timely settlements, to have a fast bet acceptance, to have possibility to give your VIPs opportunity to place bets with higher odds and with higher limits, and to have a true royalty program that will have real benefits and will make it difficult for your players to switch and go to play elsewhere. Because in my understanding, betting is famous for having its communities, and communities speak with each other. If the service is good, operators are becoming quite likely to get a free traffic and natural traffic to their website.
Yeah, this is a very good point as well.
I think we heard a lot of, hints to use on a daily basis in your business.
Exactly.
Okay, we go for the next question. Is there a point where launching Sportsbook can actually be too early for an operator?
Wow, that's a hard one. In my opinion, it might be
before the
true.
casino.
Yeah.
No, actually,
No.
sometimes even that works.
there are points where operators are not ready to launch Sportsbook yet. But that's not about Sportsbook, more as about the stage where the project is at currently. So in general, whether they are prepared with the budget for it, whether they are prepared with approach and the team, and whether they have already been able to select a good vendor to cater to their needs and all the services that their team might be lacking. That would be the only point in time, if you don't have all that, where you are maybe a little bit one step behind before actually thinking about and getting into the sportsbook business. But apart from that, the sooner you do this, the sooner you ramp up the audience, the better for you, actually. And while speaking with the clients, we were urging them a lot to start up the operations before the World Cup, not exactly like before it starts, but like a month before maybe. Because in this case, you will not be hit with those, increased, let's say, prices for traffic and media buying and everything. Whereas you can still ramp up some player base, which you can later on utilize and boost off of it during a big event. So in general, there's always a good time to launch a sportsbook. But for me, it's about general readiness of the project. Sometimes if they're at their first stages, maybe it's a bit too early, but it's not like something that is a fear or a setback for an established brand, in my opinion. Guys, maybe other points of views in that. Do you think it can be an early point to launch a sportsbook for someone, and why?
Like any business, when you start a new business, you need to have some kind of planning. You need to have some solid grounds, solid financial grounds to start a business. And sportsbook is not an exclusion. Like even when you launch a casino, unless you are sure about your financial status and your backup plan, you don't launch a casino. And I think, like in cases when the brand already has a casino and is considering to have also a sportsbook, they need to pay attention to how much they make on casino, because like at first it may be required that casino revenue may sometimes cover the loss in sports betting, and also it will become in the long run like in the opposite side as well. So I think I may agree that there is no any perfect timing, ideal timing of launching a sportsbook. Everything comes from when you are really ready, both financially and from your expertise point of view.
Okay. If there is nothing else to add and our time comes to an end, we will answer the last question. What are the key stages of launching a sportsbook?
I would tell you the first stage of launching a sportsbook. It's selecting the right partner for you. That's
I was thinking
the
it's
most
like, no,
crucial stage.
start thinking about the sportsbook.
Yeah, so you start thinking about what can be done for you and what the partner can bring in terms of value. And as we said previously, it's not only about the product or the features, it's about the service, it's about being able to work with your players, make a bigger impact on the brand in total. So yeah, selecting a good partner is crucial first step.
Absolutely. So do we have any other comments about the stages of launching sportsbook?
I would simply be able to add about marketing that you should consider many channels to delve into, name it from acquisition to retention. On top of that, obviously, you should do a thorough market research about if you're in the regulated market, what that regulator allows you to do in terms of marketing channels. Are you able to sponsor activities? Are you able to do some things on land-based environment, or is the regulator allows you to do does the regulator allows you to do any web-based advertisement across the local networks. These are very important things to consider, especially in the launching steps, because you are deeply in need of acquisition. Without acquisition, you won't be able to do any proper retention. And obviously, after the acquisition channel is set, you will be able to retain the players through the traditional methods. That could be having a proper CRM, obviously a proper CRM team behind your engine. On top of that, you could run still some ads and some collabs through the local influencers. Also, affiliates are always a good channel to acquire and build more branding throughout the market. And obviously, if you have the right partner, as Victor already said, you will be able to penetrate through that market because your partner will be able to show you around. Talk to these guys, let's network with these guys, be present at these places, so that you will be able to understand. At least like you will have a little compass that can show you the way. Obviously, you will have to walk the way by yourself, but at least you will have a point to start.
Fair enough.
Nice points.